to Livvy's Lockdown Bakes. This is what we are going to be making today. It's Livvy's Lockdown Flapjack, but this is Livvy's Lockdown Honeycomb Flapjack, but you don't have to make Honeycomb Flapjack. But one thing you have to remember before you do any baking or cooking is to wash your hands thoroughly. And even more now because of the coronavirus. Wash your hands! So, the first thing you need is a pan which has been greased with butter and has grease-proof paper on top. So we don't need that yet, so I'm going to put that on the side. Once you have finished preparing your pan, you've got to turn the oven up to 180 degrees, ready so that the oven is hot enough to cook your flapjack. What you need is a pan and 55 grams of butter. Put in the 55 grams of butter and take over the pan to the stove. Once it is on there, you need to turn on the heat. Not too hot, you just want it to melt. Just mix it until it is all melted. Once the butter is melted, take it off the heat and put it on the trivet, because if you put it on the table, it could damage it. What you need is 1 tablespoon of golden syrup, and just pour it into the butter. And then you need 2 tablespoons of honey. If your honey has crystallized, then probably don't use it for this. You need good runny honey for this, because otherwise it won't be sticky enough to stick together all the porridge oats. So once you've poured that all in, you are going to need your porridge oats. So what you need is 100 grams of porridge oats, and you need to pour it into the sticky mixture. And mix it in until all the porridge oats are covered in the sticky mixture. A tip is, if it's not sticky enough, then add some more of the honey or golden syrup, because that will stick it more. I think mine might need a bit more of the golden syrup or honey, just because it doesn't seem the right consistency. I'm going to add another tablespoon of honey. Just because with these measuring spoons, not all of the mixture gets in, so you have to make sure everything is in. Once it's all mixed in, then you can either keep it a plain flapjack, or you can add in chocolate, fruit, or things like that. But I'm going to show you what you need to do if you're adding in full chocolate bars. Now, get a board so you don't damage the table during this process, but this is definitely one of the funnest parts. So, get your chocolate bar in a plastic bag, and I'm using honeycomb chocolate bars. So, what you need to do is get a rolling pin, and you need to just smash the chocolate. Make sure it's not too crushed up into powder, but it's crushed up enough. So once it's all crushed up, add some of it or all of it into the flapjack. Add all of it, just because I want some to decorate. The one I don't use, I'm going to put it in a little container. So now, with a wooden spoon, mix all the chocolate pieces, and for me, honeycomb pieces, into your flapjack mixture. Different people have different size chunks. Some people might have more than others. Some people might have bigger chunks than others. But just experiment with your flapjack. So, what you should be able to see is it all mixed into the flapjack, no bits by themselves, all covered in honey and golden syrup and butter. And that's when you know you are done. So now is the time you need your greased non-stick pan. So once you've got that and your porridge oats are all mixed into everything else and everything is all mixed in, then it's time to put it in there. So tip it up. This is a real exercise because pans are quite heavy. This is why it's best to do this with a parent's help. So anything you struggle with, just ask your parent to help. And during lockdown, we definitely have time for this. So I've got like a mound of porridge oats. You've just got to flatten it out. So I like starting in the middle, just because that's the easiest place to start. And then I start on the outside, just trying to move everything out evenly, or as evenly as I can make it. Try and make sure there aren't any holes anywhere, because that will stop it from cooking properly. And I like going round in like a spiral, starting on the outside, but not pressing too hard, because if you press too hard, you'll make holes. But you do want to press a little hard so that you spread it out evenly. If you see any bits which aren't even, just press them harder than you would with the other bits. But again, not too hard. And if you see any weak bits, just try and push things around them instead of pushing them. Because if you push them, then it will make loads of holes, and you don't want that. This part you may need help from an adult with. I've got my mum helping today. So what you have to do is get your parent to put it in the oven, which is at 180 degrees. And they've got to put it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Remember to check it at about 15 minutes, just in case 20 minutes is too much. Now you can clean up your space, but don't forget to try your flapjack. So good. Remember to wash up and put everything away. Always check it while it's cooking, because some ovens might be hotter than others. But I don't think mine is done yet. Took 15 minutes, but now that it is done, you need to get your adult to take it out again. Of course, different ovens will mean different times. So place it on there and leave it, because it is very hot. So you turn off the oven. We don't want to start a fire. Going to leave it for 5 minutes to cool, because otherwise it will be too crumbly. Once it's still warm, get a parent to cut it up into equal pieces. Once it's cooled, put it on a plate, and if you have any leftovers of what you put inside, then you can sprinkle it on top. But remember, only if you want to.